Here's a quote that I love. Life rarely disappoints us. It's our expectations that do. How many of us have been disappointed in life? I'd say all of us. But think about this for a second. Have we actually been disappointed by life, or have we been disappointed by the stories we've created in our heads about what life should be like? Expectations are mental movies. We all have an image in our minds about how things are supposed to be. And when reality doesn't match up to these mental movies, we feel disappointed. But here's the thing. The movie in your head will never be as good as reality. So if you expect life to be like the movie in your head, you're going to be disappointed. Social media exaggerates this illusion. Everyone on social media is trying to convince you that their life is better than yours. People carefully curate their social media feeds to portray an idealized version of themselves and their lives. This constant exposure to carefully crafted illusions can make us feel like our own lives are lacking, which leads to more disappointment. But there is another reason why we constantly setting ourselves up for disappointment, and it has to do with the way our brain works. Your brain gets more excited by the anticipation of something than by the thing itself. Think about a big project at work. You spend weeks planning and preparing for it. Your brain is constantly focused on all the details, the potential problems, the tight deadlines. But once the project is done, your brain quickly loses interest. The same thing happens with a long-awaited vacation or a special event. You spend months looking forward to it, but once it's over, the memories fade and the next one gets planned. The gap between hope and truth causes disappointment. Hope is what we think we want. It's the mental movie in our head. Truth is what we actually get. It's reality. When hope and truth don't match up, we're disappointed. Happiness comes from reducing the gap between hope and truth. This is why sometimes things that are far from ideal can actually make us happy. For example, being stuck in traffic can make us appreciate the little things in life, like having a car that works or being stuck in traffic. Having less can make us happier because it reduces the gap between what we have and what we don't. What does this mean for our relationships? Well, think about your past relationships. Were you disappointed because the person didn't live up to your expectations? Or were your expectations just too high? When we meet someone new, we tend to build them up in our heads. We imagine all the things they could do, the places they could take us, the experiences we could share. But when they inevitably make mistakes or let us down, we're disappointed. So the question is, how do we avoid this? Well, for starters, we need to be honest with ourselves about our expectations. Are they realistic or are they just too high? Do we need to lower our expectations or do we need to raise our standards? Also, we need to be willing to accept people for who they are, not for who we want them to be. When we focus on the positive qualities of the people in our lives, we'll be less likely to be disappointed. This also applies to our friendships and family relationships. Sometimes we expect our friends to always be there for us, no matter what. But life gets in the way, and sometimes our friends aren't able to help us out. Or maybe we expect our parents to be the perfect role models, but they're just human too. When we set unrealistic expectations for our loved ones, we're setting ourselves up for disappointment. But here's the most important part. Don't blame yourself for being disappointed. Disappointment is a natural human emotion. It's okay to feel disappointed, but don't let those disappointments consume you. The key is to learn from them and grow. So here's my final thought. Expect less and experience more. When we expect less, we open ourselves up to the possibility of experiencing more. We stop comparing ourselves to others, and we start appreciating what we have. We stop focusing on the negative, and we start focusing on the positive. We stop setting unrealistic expectations, and we start accepting people for who they are. Thanks for watching.